Hi, my name is Kaylin Womack, and I'm a staff writer at The Root. This weekend, I'm taking you to Jasper, Texas to explore the lynching of James Byrd on this episode of Small Town Horrors. On the evening of June 7th, 1998, 49-year-old James Byrd was walking home from a party in Jasper, Texas, when he was approached by a truck full of white men who asked him if he needed a ride home. Little did Byrd know the men had strong ties to the Ku Klux Klan. After Byrd hopped in the back of the truck, Sean Berry, Lawrence Brewer, and John King took him down an Old Town road and stopped the car. The three men then dragged Byrd out of the back of the pickup truck and brutally beat him. Police say Byrd was kicked, punched, and attacked with beer bottles. The men also urinated and defecated on him and spray painted his face. Just when things couldn't have gotten any worse, the men chained Byrd by his ankles to the back of the pickup truck and drove wildly down the road for about 3 miles. The car was moving so fast, Byrd's body swung back and forth, causing the asphalt to riddle the backside of his body down to the bone, leaving a trail of flesh and blood on the ground. Forensic experts say he was conscious for most of the dragging, until he was swung over a concrete drainage culvert, causing his head to sever from his body along with one of his arms. When the car stopped, the three men dumped the remains of Byrd's body in a cemetery and drove off to a barbecue like nothing happened. A passerby found Byrd's body and reported it to the police. The authorities say they found 81 different places where Byrd's scattered remains were found. The nation was shocked. In America, we hadn't seen a Jim Crow-style killing like this since the hateful lynching of Emmett Till or much earlier. The mutilation of Byrd's body soon renewed an outcry for laws against racist hate and violence. Meanwhile, dozens of Jasper's white residents insisted racism was not the motive behind the murder. Sean Berry was sentenced to life in prison after cooperating with the investigation into Byrd's death. Lawrence Brewer was executed by lethal injection in connection to the murder, and John King was placed on death row but wasn't executed until 2019. To this day, no history textbooks in Texas cover James Byrd's story. Tune in next weekend to see what small town horror you visit next at theroot.com.
Shalom Israel, Prism 5000 Shalai Yala, from the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Coming to One West, I'm to the New York. Other Commander Johanna, real quick. Just wanted to come just to remind brothers and sisters quickly that whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not, there's an ongoing hatred from the oppressor towards God's chosen people, towards the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. There's an ongoing perpetual hatred that is an everlasting fire, everlasting desire to destroy our people, to destroy our nation. You understand? It's been going on for years and years and years and years. You just got reminded about James Byrd Jr. from Texas, who got dragged by some white supremacists from the back of the pickup truck. His head and his arms came off and everything. It was a absolute disaster. It's absolutely disgusting. You understand what I'm saying? But this is something that's been going on for many years. It's still going to this day. You understand? And you may think that it's not going on, it may not exist, but it does. And we have to understand what's going on, who we are, who our enemy is. Let's go into the scriptures real quick and let's get to it. Got Brother Shaw reading for us. Preaching Officer 500 Shaw. Over 1,000, excuse me. Officer 1,000, excuse me. Reading for us. We're going to get to it real quick. All right, let's keep it raw. Let's keep it real. Let's go.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
You understand? By the force of the sword, by violence. You have shed the blood of the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You have perpetual hatred. It means an ongoing hatred, an everlasting hatred, a forever burning hatred. And this is absolutely true. This is written in the records for brothers and sisters to remember. You understand? For brothers and sisters to remember, to study, to meditate, and know who your enemy is, and not only know who he is, but his intentions and how he feels and what's deep in the spirit. It's a perpetual hatred to shed your blood. Go ahead.
In the time of their calamity.
In the times when we're already hurt, we're already poor, we're already on drugs, we're already struggling, we're already going through hell, already facing the curse of the Most High God, and you want to add more on to us. You understand? Because the oppressor is merciless. Absolutely no mercy at all. You understand? They want more than blood. They want our spirits. They want our soul. You understand? Keep going.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
You understand? Our sins eventually will come to an end, but you still want to stay on top of us and kill us. And whether we're innocent, guilty, your motive is to unalive us anytime. You understand? Because you have a perpetual hatred for us. You understand? And yes, I want my brothers and sisters to understand who the oppressor is, who our enemy is, and what their goal is for us: to be destroyed, to be unalived, and to laugh about it, and to continue to live their lives as usual. But you understand, you know the old saying: what goes around comes around. All right, stay tuned, sticking to Moving Nation. Subscribe to ISPK The Bronx on YouTube. You understand, and keep these scriptures saturated into your soul, branded into your mind and your heart. Understand? With that, I say shalom.